So I'm just confused. Is that me?
Our next one probably popped up on his fucking For You page.
Dude's I don't know. I just thought that shit was so funny.
That's funny as fuck.
I'm leaving that all in there, by the way. Maybe some of it.
That's funny.
I don't know. Hey guys, how we all doing? Oh, a little early. We good though. Oh, what is up, everybody? Happy, what is it, Thursday? Happy Thursday, April 20th. It is 420 for all my tokers out there. We welcome you into the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. Solid show coming up for you. We will get into that in a couple moments. If you are, sorry, I'm pulling some shit up on the laptop here.
I poke bears.
This guy pokes bears, apparently.
I don't respect nobody until they come and give me 40. You hear me?
If anybody knows what that means. We will be discussing that quote when we get to Mr. Dylan Brooks. But if you are watching or listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, do us a big favor, give us those ratings. And for our YouTube watchers, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe so you do not miss out on any new videos. And for some of the newer viewers to this podcast, if you are watching on YouTube, we do split these shows up into different segments, so they're smaller and they're shorter form, instead of if you can't sit there and watch the full hour-long podcast.
You guys did like a couple of those drones?
Oh, yeah. Just got to notify that, so if you can't sit there for the full hour, we don't blame you.
You subscribe and put noties on.
Yeah, because we're posting clips every day as well. Big show today. A lot to talk about. Of course, the drama. Jordan Spieth's choke once again. Tiger Woods getting surgery. Tua considering retirement. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, Tank and Ryan Garcia, the Phillies, obviously Dylan Brooks. We got so much to do. A lot of injuries in these NBA playoffs, but let's start with Jordan Spieth.
Damn. Saw my man again.
I'm like, bro.
Saw my man again coming down the stretch.
Can we say at least good for
Good shit, Matt Fitzpatrick, though.
Yeah.
I had seen him in the Masters. He was hanging on. He's actually playing good golf the entire weekend, going into Sunday especially. And I was like, damn, okay, it's good to see Matt at least playing his par golf, might have 2-3 birdies, let me get a top 10, top 20 finish. I was like, all right, man, I see you. Did not expect him to win the fucking very next tournament, but I see Jordan Spieth going into Sunday. I believe it was Matt Fitzpatrick, Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, Scotty Scheffler. Was it Patrick Cantlay? Was he in the mix? Scotty was up there, and there was someone else that was notable that was up there with them. It was definitely Matt, Jordan, Scotty was there, and I want to say it was Cantlay was the fourth one that was in the race. And I looked at that shit. I said, "Damn, okay, what's gonna happen?" Then I see to go to a playoff, and I'm like, Jordan Spieth's in the fuck playoff. We win these, right? We won it with one.
I bet him in the playoff too. It was Cantlay, you're right.
It was Cantlay?
And Schauffele.
Okay. What were the odds when he got to the playoff? Cantlay and Schauffele. God.
I actually took it after the first playoff hole when he missed that putt.
Oh.
Because I was saying that, I thought it was in, by the way. But I took it after the first because I'm like, the value would have to drop. And
Absolutely.
It's a huge momentum swing. So, it's got to come down. It was minus 135 at the beginning of the playoff. And then, it was minus 110 after. So I took that and then watched him miss another putt. And then fucking Fitzpatrick almost calls game from the fairway.
Yep.
And then we're sitting there here we go. Spieth really just cannot catch a break. This is now not the first time.
A fucking putt.
Not the second time. This is now the third time on this show that we have to talk about Jordan Spieth not being able to close.
It's actually insane.
Putting.
Is it our fault?
Maybe we have the bad juju. Maybe we should stop talking about Jordan Spieth. But then all you idiots are going to be in the comments saying talk about golf. So, we're holding up our end of the bargain. What the hell?
True. Well, Jordan Spieth is holding up the end of the bargain for us.
Okay, that's true. He gives us that tea there. Yeah, but good win for Fitzpatrick. And again, that shot really almost calling game there. I knew it was over. We just got to make putts.
He's getting a little bigger. He's hitting the ball farther.
I know. All of them.
I like that for everyone.
And remember, that's why they all want to fucking take they want to, make them use different balls.
Mm-hmm.
So then no distance. Remember, Justin Thomas was all pissed off about that.
Yeah.
And then obviously still in the golf world, another news, Tiger Woods undergoing some surgery on his ankle from traumatic arthritis from his previous talus fracture.
This is from obviously effects in the Masters, right?
Yeah, but this is also before that. Remember his also just from the limb from the
I
accident.
was gonna say so this. I just want to know if this had something to do with what like the mess of the Masters. You know that clip everyone saw of him limping with the rain and shit. Like, did that affect and cause, or is
This
that
is just saying
pre-planned? Like,
to address his post-traumatic arthritis from his previous fracture.
I bet. Cool.
So
As long as it's all part of the plan. He's only playing majors, so fuck it. But I mean, it's major season right the fuck now. It's the next one is the U.S. Open, right? And it's very soon.
PGA Championships next. May 18th to the 21st.
That's when we watch fucking JT and Willie Z go at it.
Yep. $15 million purse.
I like that.
A lot of money involved. I shouldn't say this, but raising purses thanks to Liv.
Absolutely. Good looks.
That's a fact.
Capitalism. That's how we love
It's
it.
just a fact.
Capitalism.
Okay, nobody get mad. All the Liv haters out there. It's just a fact. Everybody.
Everyone's
all right.
getting paid.
I'm just stating the facts.
Everyone's getting paid. Everyone's playing golf.
Yeah. Quick stuff there. Okay. On golf there, let's move over to the NFL things. Obviously, Jalen Hurts as well. But let's start with Mr. Tua. Considering retiring, talking with the family. Did you have a thought that they were going to retire?
I was gonna say, you gotta think after you fucking knock your noggin that many times, you're gonna think about
In one season,
sitting down, like,
in a short week span.
or at least someone in your family's gonna be like, yo, you might want to sit down. Gee, like,
Literally.
it's crazy though how I just like you can't take the dog out the game, man. Yeah. I think he probably had some long nights. He really sat there and thought about that shit. But I think when it's just you and the thoughts, bro, like, how can I just walk away from this? Like, I'm in my dream. Like, you really at a point where you're ready. Like, it sounds fucked, but he's probably really ready to die out there, bro. I mean, if he's stepping back after all that shit, you can pretty much validates it for me. But we saw the shit of him saying that he's been working with a jiu-jitsu coach to practice, like, not hitting his head, which I guess because they do that shit where they like when they're about to get slammed and shit, they like pull their neck up so they don't fucking snap their neck back.
Right.
So I guess that'll help him, but like, I think you need to get bigger, homie, or something. I think he was just getting fucking whipped around. No, like,
yeah. I mean, Cameron Wolf is the one that tweeted.
There's a lot of big mother. I mean, it's only so much you can do when the fucking 300-pound motherfucker is swinging you. So I guess I don't know.
Right.
Not everyone can be Josh Allen.
Cameron Wolf on Twitter tweeting out this video saying, Tua says that this is his health and life. He thinks this is what's best for him and his family. Obviously, because there's a shitload of money involved.
100%.
But again, health and life. I mean,
everyone's set up if I just don't bang my head.
And I'll tell you what though, this obviously, with DeMar Hamlin's situation as well, Absolutely. We can highlight that he's cleared and ready to go again, which is obviously amazing to hear. But both of those, as kind of shitty as it is to say, what happened to Tua, what happened to DeMar, really shined a lot of light on player health and safety moving forward.
And the fucking, I think, I mean, that of course, but I think what it shined another light on was just the dangers of fucking football.
Yeah.
Like, just show people that shit really isn't just all fun and games out there just with those guys. I mean, at any level, it's really not any fun and games, but especially with those motherfuckers at the highest level. Yeah. Like, and just some of the, I don't say don't scrutinize guys as much, but just remember what the fuck you're talking about, what those guys are out there doing. That's all I'll say. For
sure. And over to your Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Getting a bag. Signing a 5-year extension, $255 million.
How much is that guaranteed?
The deal includes $110 million, fully guaranteed.
How does that guarantee shit work? Does the guarantee shit get sprinkled into the $6 million, $13 million,
so
21?
What
30?
I see here is,
or is that sprinkled in, or does he just get a fucking check one day for $1.78? Like,
so
here,
110 fully guaranteed at signing the contract, and $126.5 million fully guaranteed to the quarterback by March of 2024.
So he gets 110 when he signs.
Yeah, the deal included, what I'm reading right here, the deal included $110 million fully guaranteed at signing, and then $126.5 fully guaranteed to the quarterback by 2024. It's an AAV, average annual value, of a $51 million per year. Now, something to take note as well.
Congrats, can we get a clap it up for the young man? Yeah. Congratulations.
Hey, I saw a clip of Jason Kelsey talking about this, saying how proud he is, and saying said some really, really good things that I loved hearing from, his offensive lineman, his guy in the trenches, saying he's obviously really proud of him, but he let his work do the talking.
100%.
And the road that he had, getting pulled in the natty chip by Nick Saban, then going to Oklahoma, doing his thing. Then when he got drafted, everyone's like, who is this guy? Why are we drafting him? Carson Wentz is the guy. He was, off a damn near MVP season.
The Giants game.
Yep. And everyone's like, who is this guy? And then he takes over, let the work do the talking, and then he got his bag. So I think just a really good story. And we look at the salary cap.
He was a competent defense away from a ring.
That's also true. That's also true.
Or a fucking a right call, or a good field, or plenty of things.
Or like maybe not being so outcoached in the second half.
Yeah,
but let's go over some salary cap numbers here from Adam Schefter. In 2023, the cap hits after the $255 million extension. In 2023, cap hits for the Eagles are $6.15 million, and then 24, 13.5, 25, 21.1. 21.7, and then 26.
So there's a lot of fucking
31.7. Now,
but
when
the catches is not killing us.
Correct.
Wise.
Now, when you're looking at Daniel Jones's deal with the Giants, those numbers are drastically larger than what the Eagles are looking at. So, in a sense of, extending your quarterback and doing a team value, I should say.
It blows out the fucking water.
Correct. So that's the thing to take.
Sorry, Dable. I like you and everything, but you got put into a shitty situation.
That's the difference there. So that Hurts won't go over. Schefter also saying that Jalen Hurts won't go over $32 million a season until 2027. Which is huge for what I almost said the Phillies, what the Eagles have coming up. Yeah,
are they 500 yet? No.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we'll get there, everybody. But huge for Jalen Hurts.
Wait, so that poses the question that we were talking about before we came live.
What's that?
Obviously, Jalen Hurts is the guy, young quarterback at the NFC.
I know where this is going.
There's no other young quarterback in the NFC you would rather have right now than Jalen Hurts. If you say no, just go in the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror.
And then repeat it.
Remember, you're a human being that has a brain that needs to work right now.
Right.
But over the next 5 years, who's the next quarterback out the NFC you would rather have than Jalen Hurts? Young guy. 2 names come to my mind quickly. Well, 3 for real, but it goes down to 2. I'm thinking Justin Fields, Brock Purdy, Trey Lance. Now, we could take probably Trey Lance off with the injury just because of that. Asterisk. Sorry, Trey. So between Justin Fields and Brock Purdy, which young quarterback out the NFC would you rather have for the next 5 years? I'm taking Jay Fields every single day over Brock, just for me, but we talked, and I think you have a little bit of different stance.
Well, for a athletic standpoint, 100%, it's Justin Fields. Pure athletic standpoint. Now, I'm going to say Brock Purdy here because of the role that he plays in the system, and he's able to lead a team down the stretch, and we saw that from Mr. Irrelevant, and he's able to lead a team there. And everyone's going to sit there and say, well, it's the 49ers. They had the best defense. They have Brandon Ayuk. They have CMC. They have all these weapons. He just had to come in there and be the guy and lead the team. Well, that's not so hard when you put it like that. It's still leading a team when, let's go before when Trey was hurt, bro. Well, let's look at what the record that the 49ers had.
Did they win 13 straight? Wasn't he?
Exactly. And they won all those games, and they took them to the NFC Championship.
Sturdy.
That's Brock Purdy for you. So I think everyone would say the easier decision to make is Justin Fields. But I'm saying as a guy that can fit into a system and be a leader in the system.
Exactimundo. A guy that can fit into the system.
Is Brock Purdy.
Jimmy G looked like a Hall of Famer in that motherfucker.
Exactly.
Now, let me not hate on Jimmy G. Now, Brock Purdy, first of all, Brock Purdy was snapping. I think Brock Purdy was having an out-of-body experience for 3 months.
I will make a comparison.
I think it's extremely typical. I tip my cap.
I will make a comparison.
But if we go body of work, for me, body of work in a shit situation, and if you just ever need a reminder of how this kid can spin the ball, I mean, highlights can do justice, but you can just go watch an Ohio State game, and they're on YouTube. You can go watch a game, see this guy spin the ball against good defenses. The next 5 years, I'm saying, in the next 5 years, I have Brock Purdy going I got Brock Purdy going down like them crypto stocks.
Falling off a cliff. Okay.
And I got Jay Fields as 2017, 2018 Bitcoin. He about to hit. Like he might as well buy that. That's just what I think.
I will make a comparison from the system aspect. We're going to see, I think, a good comparison of this. We're going to see if Derek Carr can fit into that system in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we can see, because you see all those videos, like when people compare like statistics from each quarterback, and they'll be like, in the last 5 seasons, would you rather have player A or player B? And they'll do those comparisons, and player A will be like, a Josh Allen, and player B will be like a Derek Carr. But everyone's picking player B, thinking it's not Derek Carr, and then it is Derek Carr. So it's not like Derek Carr's been bad, just hasn't been really put into good enough situations. Yes, he got Devontae Adams. Defense was a little rough.
I was a Derek Carr respecter, believer, enjoyer, and then I watched last year.
Yeah, and it was obviously tough. And I mean, we had him on our dynasty team, and we
I should have added investor at that too.
But that goes to my point as well. We, not only us, but a lot of analysts as well, professionals, had Derek Carr having an elite year last year as well.
Yeah.
And he disappointed by a large margin, for sure. So now getting out of that system, throw everything in Vegas down the drain, and you're 30 at this point. Get to a new team, see if he falls into the system and becomes the leader that New Orleans needs.
I like
Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton.
Come on, bro. Don't disrespect my man Jameis like that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that.
Just saying.
Don't do that, bro.
Just saying.
Don't do that.
It raises a good question, and I think it's a fair comparison.
No one has ever thrown for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, bro. Don't do my man Jameis like that, bro.
We're dropping 30. We're dropping 30 for 30s.
He's the best
by
of
the way.
all time, bro. He literally is one of a kind.
Okay, over to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Not too much to touch on here. The West is going crazy. A lot of unexpected things going on in the West. Edmonton in Game 1 had that overtime. Thought was the overtime winner. High sticking. They end up.
They
losing.
gotta be going home, right? They suck at the crib. Like they don't win games at the crib. That's their
They
whole thing.
did give up home ice there.
Not this. I'm not saying this series not going home, but like they have to be going home. Like
Yeah.
If you can't win at the crib in NHL hockey, you're going to the fucking crib.
But we look at this team that should be, you got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who led the league in points, number 1 and 2.
Connor McDavid is the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to hockey, but I watched that motherfucker. And I know that's the best motherfucker I've ever seen. I don't know about y'all.
And people are gonna sit there and say, we're sleeping on the Oilers and this and that. Honestly, I think the team that people are sleeping on the most is who they're playing in the first round is the Los Angeles Kings. If they can get through that, they're not going to go far. The other Canada team that we should really be talking about is there's Toronto Maple Leafs. I truly think
Aren't they down 0-1?
Yeah, they lost 7-3 at home. And this is a team. This is a team.
We talk about the Maple Leafs every year when it comes to
Every year. This is now a team out of the Toronto Maple Leafs that we're talking about being favored in the first round in back-to-back years against the same team. And they lost in 7 last year to Tampa, and they're playing them again.
So do they play tonight?
Yeah.
They're like minus 170, right?
I can check.
Because the Warriors Maple Leaf parlay might be the get back of the week. The get back of the week. I might have to take my shit in place.
Yeah. Here we go. Game 2 tonight.
What's the line?
And where the hell is this line? Why can't I see it? Toronto's minus 170.
Get back of the week. Get back of the week.
So you're taking Toronto or you're going Tampa?
Maple Leafs Warriors money line. Get back of the week.
Okay.
Book me.
This is a team that last year you had the fans on board because we can get out of this. We can get out of this playoff, experience where we get into the playoffs and we lose in the first round, and then they lose in 7, and then the fans are devastated, and then they look even better this year, and then Game 1 at home in Toronto we lose 7-3, and then the fans are like, "Well, I'm done with the Leafs again."
They got it.
And I will tell you this though, I believe Austin Matthews will not want to be a Maple Leaf anymore if they get bounced in the first round.
There's no way you can want to stay there.
I mean, come on, dude.
It's just bad juju.
And then we obviously have the defending champs out of the Avalanche losing to the Kraken in Game 1,
Crazy.
losing home ice for them.
I mean, they lost to the Kraken like 4 or 5 times, or like they've lost to them plenty of times.
Plenty of times. And the big one two big teams real quick I want to highlight is obviously the Rangers and Devils series. Everyone's saying, well, leading into this series, the Devils are the better team. They're going to put up a good fight against the Rangers. They might bounce them, even though the Rangers have Kane, even though they made those moves with Tarasenko. I will say, this goes to show the inexperience from the Devils in the playoffs. And that's what everyone's going to say. Well, just because the Rangers won 5-1, they immediately go just to give digs to the Rangers, not say that they didn't play a good game. They're just like, yep, well, they're playing an inexperienced playoff team. So that outweighs 23 block shots. Igor Shesterkin, 5-1, basically had a shutout until late in the third with a penalty shot goal by fucking Jack Hughes. But I don't see why we can't credit the defense, why we can't credit Igor Shesterkin, and say that the Rangers are going to coast through the series and they're going to go play Carolina again in the second round. And who I shouldn't say hopefully, but who might be playing Tampa or Toronto in the second round, but it probably would be Tampa, is the Boston Bruins, and they got bounced last night.
They gonna lose to Tampa, bro.
I'm telling you, this is what I said last week. Hey, they did the talk in the regular season, but when you lose 6-3 at home and you lose home ice in Game 2 against the fucking Florida Panthers, who just squeaked their way into the playoffs, which goes to show the pressure that the Bruins can't walk the walk. And I'll tell you what, any team, it's just like what the Warriors did. I made this same thing. When they had that big season, they walked the walk, but you got a lot of pressure going into the playoffs when you have a record like that and you set NHL records, you make history. You got a lot of pressure coming in.
You ain't violate. I thought she was about to violate.
No. So that is, I'm really eager to see. I wasn't really tapped into Game 1 at all because I'm like, it's the Bruins. They're gonna bounce them. They're gonna walk right through them. And now we're 1-1 going back to Florida. So very excited to see that series. Game 2 tonight for the Rangers. If there's a game that the Rangers will lose in this series, it will be tonight. But I'll tell you what, Game 3 at MSG. I think for the Knicks and the Rangers as well, Knicks playing the Cavs, the Rangers playing the Devils. I don't think the Devils players, the Devils fans, I don't think the Cavs fans and the Cavs players realize when they are coming to MSG on Friday night.
You need to watch your mouth when you say Cavs players.
But you listen to what I'm about to say.
You won't exclude one guy from that.
Cavs players, Cavs fans, Devils players. Friday night, Knicks are at home. Saturday night for their first home playoff game. Saturday night, Rangers are home for their first playoff home game. I don't think these fans and players realize they have, playing in the same arena, two fan bases, two teams in the playoffs at the exact same time. MSG is going to be more rowdy than we saw it last year when the Knicks were playing fucking. So I don't think they're ready to hear the noise level. And I think on top of the defense that the Cavs played in Game 2, I think the crowd in Cleveland had a large factor of that as well.
One guy is going to be ready to go, and that's Donovan Mitchell. And I think that's going to...
We can't hold up fucking Darius Garland's game as well. I mean, that was crazy.
Nah,
and I feel like an asshole too.
I just think there's someone that's going to be affected, maybe a little bit of... I think they're all going to be fine. Me personally, I think they're all going to be fine, just from like the crowd standpoint. But anyone to be affected is going to be the young guys. But I think...
Well, I feel like an asshole because
I think Mitch is going to go into MSG and be like, yeah.
Like that Trae Young shit. Well, when he dropped 38 in Game 1 and lost, I was like, Donovan Mitchell can't score 40 a game.
Yeah, he can.
For like the entirety of this series.
Yeah, he can.
And if you're telling me Donovan Mitchell has to score 40 for them to win, this is me after Game 1. Then the Knicks should win this series.
Right.
You tame him, then fine.
Valid.
And then Game 2,
Garland
goes, and Mitchell doesn't have to do all of it.
He's
so I'm like, well, shit. Now I look like an asshole because I'm like, oh, you just shut down D. Mitch. Fine. Now, what a solid adjustment by the Cavs defense, and they said it. They said we're going to lock down Jalen Brunson and force the other guys to make the play.
Because RJ can't make a fucking shot.
And that's exactly what happened. So early on, late in the first, early in the second, every time Brunson has the ball, we're trapping. They're backing him up back towards half court. Back towards half court again. And he's off balance on his back foot trying to make a pass. And then no one wants to make a shot.
He needs RJ.
I'm not going to say that the Knicks...
You know what's funny? I said when they signed Jalen Brunson, he's here to compliment RJ. Right now, RJ needs to compliment Jalen Brunson more than anything in the world.
And I'm going to say, with the Knicks in this sense, I don't think they played that bad of a game. Hear me out. In Game 2, I don't think they played that bad of a game. It was just that nobody was making shots. No one could hit a shot. And I'm like, when we're going up, I know we're heavily getting pressed, trapping, defense was insane. But like when we have open shots, no one is hitting a fucking shot. and we're down 25 at half.
I feel like they weren't very strong with the ball either that game.
And like what was kind of annoying is like
ball at all that entire game.
This was Tuesday night. You had Rangers on at 7 and you had Knicks on at 7:30. And then the Rangers go up 2-0 and then 3-0 and then 4-0. And I'm like, all right, so this game's a blowout. Like, let's go back and check on the Knicks. And then that game's a blowout. So I'm like, obviously I'm invested in the Rangers because they're winning, but like I was kind of hoping like, we could get fire endings down the stretch, and it's just
Were you salty when Julius almost got his career ended?
Here's the funniest part about that. Reggie Jackson, 12 seconds before, Reggie Jackson is like, Tom Thibodeau has to take his starters out.
Yeah.
Because this is where injuries happen. Literally 12 seconds later, Jared Allen, what are we doing? You didn't need to go up, bro. You're up 20. You don't need to go up. Let him get the dunk, dude. And then right when it happens, he's sitting there, and you can hear the announcers, both of them. They're like, oh my goodness, this, and then Reggie right after that, he's like, this is why. What did I just say? And I'm like, yep. What are we doing? And thankfully he got his hand down. But what I will say
that
is
could have been worse.
I mean, it literally, like, I was texting Drew about it, and he's like, that literally would have been series over,
everything.
But season over, let alone fucking series over. We'll get into more basketball in a little bit. We're going to touch on the Phillies, get a little update on the Phillies, because we're going to do that until they get back on track. We're mostly going to be talking about the Phillies.
What a series.
Good for them. Good for them.
The fucking pen looks good. I'll say what I really want to talk about is there's a couple guys that look really good, but the bullpen looks super solid. Like top to bottom, maybe not the most complete bullpen in the MLB, like by a landslide. Let's not get it twisted. But the top four that we're seeing right now, super, super sturdy. And I think it was like Jose Alvarado started off the season with 12 straight Ks. Soto's been good in spots. Kimbrel, but he's good in spots. Yep. And I like how they're using the lineup. Like Thompson was talking about it, how they, Craig Kimbrel was like, hey, just let me know like who I'm facing today. Because the way they're doing it is like Sir Anthony might face the top of the lineup, Kimbrel might face the middle of the lineup, and then they'll just use Alvarado wherever. So like, Some days, like Sir Anthony doesn't know if he's going like the 7th. It might be Brogdon in the 6th. Kimbrel might go in the 8th one night, 6th one night. So they're just like, let me know who I'm facing, which is cool. I like that a lot because when you think like playoffs, which we're not fucking 500 yet, so let's take our time. But when you think playoffs and you think matchups, well, you have a bunch of different. You have 4 or 5 relievers in your pen that can go 6th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning. Doesn't really matter. That's huge for fucking matchups and how nitty gritty it gets. And I think that was a little bit of a hindrance to us last year because it was pretty much like, Jose, we need. Can Jose go? Jose can't pitch. Fuck. Like, all right, we're screwed.
Well, we can talk about the bats as well. Just a little highlight on Bryce Stott.
Yes. Bryce
Stott. I saw Phillies tweet that, or NBC Sports
for
Philadelphia.
Sure. Love him in the leadoff spot.
I had to give that.
Love him.
And then here we go for all you Philly fans. Finally, Trey Turner gets his first Philadelphia Phillies home run. And now everybody gets to take a breath, including himself, because we saw what he did. Everybody knows what he did in the World Baseball Classic. Now Trey got the first one out of the system. It's just like when Judge had the 62 home run. It's like, all right, now we're good. You got it done.
Trey,
Pressure's
we
over.
We know
good.
Trey. Like, I know Trey's gonna be cool. There's 2 guys specifically that I'm thinking of right now that I've been loving, and the first one is Edmundo Sosa.
We love that man.
He's a fucking animal, bro. What were the Cardinals doing, Bro, the plays he makes at third base, his arm's insane, first of all. Like, there's been a couple plays where he has a backup, like backhand at third base. And you think like he has to get rid of that shit, just lob it over, hopefully get a skip, get him out. He holds it right over. Like, I would love to know the velo on them.
But
bitches.
let's highlight.
But he can also hit the ball plenty of times. Bro, every single time he's in the lineup, I feel like he gets a fucking hit or an RBI, moves a runner, something. Just overall great baseball player. I love Edmundo Sosa. And then second name that I've been loving a lot, Josh Harrison. Huge guy that can come in any spot, veteran guy from the area. He was talking about, I think it was during the White Sox series, he was like, he had his whole family at the games. Like, I was huge to be able to sleep in my own bed, wake up to my wife and kids and go play a baseball game. He feels perfectly fine being in that role, coming in every now and again. Like, those 2 guys specifically, Edmundo and Josh Harris, I think when it comes down the stretch, if we can get to 500 and win some baseball games and yada yada, those guys will be huge along with the bullpen versatility.
Let's highlight, though, with Reese going down, you have to move Bohm over for some games. Yep. So then Sosa does get those reps in at third.
And it is an upgrade at third base and defense.
And what I'm saying
and defense.
And defense for sure. But what I'm mainly going off the point of is we wouldn't have seen Sosa in that role as much. We
at
still
all.
would have seen it,
Yeah,
but
no, yeah,
now he's getting this more reps and having to take on a bigger role
100%.
within the team, defensively especially, but also obviously, in the batter's box as well.
100%.
Other highlights within the MLB.
What's up with the Yanks? How y'all have a series with the Angels?
Yeah, series with the Angels, Shohei Ohtani. I need to say this.
My man Nasty Ness is going tonight. I'm eager to bet.
Me too. And and this is why you'll want to bet it as well. Narrative, because you know me and the narratives. The Yankees are the only team in the MLB that have not lost a series yet. They lost the game one in this series, and because they split with the Twins, but they didn't lose it.
Twins look good.
Twins do look very good. With the Angels, they lost the first game 5-2. They won last night on Gleyber Torres' walk-off sac fly, 3-2. And then today at 4:05 is the deciding game.
Nasty Ness.
So I have to take the Yankees so they can keep that streak alive. Now, seeing how Anthony Volpe has developed, and I love this stat here. His first 8 games, he was batting 160. He had 4 hits and 3 stolen bases. And his last 8 games, batting 304 with 7 hits, his first career MLB home run, and 5 stolen bases. And this tweet from the New York Evil Empire saying, "Growing up right before our eyes, the 21-year-old shortstop."
Now,
for
who's the
New
guy on the Yankees radio? Who does the calls?
Michael K.
That's his name. Because I tell you, I'll be listening when I'm in the car listening to some Yankee games. I like his call specifically.
Me too.
But I think it was the 3rd game of the season. I think it was one of those games, and they're talking about the lineup and shit. And he gets to Volpe, and he's like, just like the way in his voice, he's like, he just has that quiet confidence, like he just belongs. And I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, because I'm not visually watching a shit ton of Yankee game. Probably maybe 20, 30 that I watch, but I listen to a good bit too. I'm like, damn, all right, this kid might be actually cool. When someone says that about a kid, the way they kind of describe him is how I feel like they described Tyrese Maxey when he first came in.
Yeah,
just like this kid, like, nah, he belongs. Like he might not be killing it right now.
Right now,
playing well. I'm sure he's playing good baseball, but like. He's gonna be a problem.
Well, he's and this is what the Yankees have been adjusting to in the previous seasons is being more active on the base pass, stealing bases, getting runners in scoring position, and that's exactly
that shit with the pitch clock.
Anthony Volpe.
Bro, have you seen the stats about the stolen bases, the success rate this year now with all the changes and shit? The success rate's I think they said it was like comparable to some of the best base stealers of all time. Their percentages is what the base stealing percentage now is comparable to, which is crazy. Which I mean, I don't know, I'm cool with it, but shit.
And I'm liking the play out of Volpe. And you look at a guy for who they traded for last year to get Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Anthony Volpe, this 21-year-old kid, just took your fucking job, dude.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. 21-year-old kid.
That's how it goes.
And like, I'm sure there's a bunch of baseball fans, maybe even some Yankees fans out there that were like, maybe he's going to come up, maybe he'll play a couple games, and then like maybe they'll send him back down. Maybe. That is clearly not the case. That's the fucking shortstop.
You're gonna need that.
And again, this is a team that are still without pitcher Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
Still without center fielder Harrison Bader.
Yeah.
Josh Donaldson's still on the IL.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of guys in the box, and especially in this rotation when we have Clark Schmidt just giving up runs like no fucking tomorrow.
I like Brito though.
Brito, yeah. I mean, he got shelled against.
He did, but
Twins.
You know that was coming. I mean, two nasty stars.
Rookie.
You knew that was
That's
coming.
fine.
Yeah, it was coming.
More stats, more cool notes to highlight here. Speaking of the Angels in this Yankees series, from Bleacher Report, walk-off, Shohei Ohtani could be traded and, quote, will definitely leave the Angels if they fall out of playoff contention this season.
Got to know that was
very high thing to note.
Had to know that was coming.
Will the Mets buy in? Because we all know they want to. They all want to buy
some
in.
kind of pinstripes in New York. I think he should be in. Me personally,
and everyone
not my division specifically.
To that point, everyone would say he's staying in LA and he's going to the Dodgers.
That'd be fire too. He needs to be how I talked about. Remember we were talking about how Mookie Betts going to a random Duncan.
Yeah.
I don't know where I told you that thoughts came from, but I was thinking about Shohei, and it was the World Baseball Classic, and I was like, I mean, obviously Shohei's gigantic in Japan. Like Shohei is LeBron in Japan. Cool. But that motherfucker needs to go somewhere in a huge market and be in the playoffs and be in the CS and just be on ESPN and just be in the limelight in a big market here
Yeah.
so bad for this fan base because that motherfucker alone. He talking about he gonna talk about lefty, 6-finger gloves. I mean, he's hitting. Didn't he hit a dinger in this series?
Yeah, well, okay.
He's getting 8Ks, 12Ks. Like, someone needs to see him in a big market every single goddamn night. We cannot Giannis this man. He cannot be in
Speaking of
Milwaukee
the dinger that he had,
Angels or whatever.
this pissed me off to no end. When Shohei Ohtani hit the home run in the first game of this series, NBC Sports Philadelphia is showing this
It's Shohei Ohtani
on TV. But then the next night, Aaron Judge robs Shohei Ohtani in center field.
No, don't give me that shit. Don't give me
And
that shit.
then it's a 2-run homer
don't give
in
me
his
that
next
shit.
at-bat.
Don't give me that shit.
So I'm like,
don't give me that shit.
show
When
fucking
Judge. When
the
Aaron Judge
same
was
love
chasing
that
that
y'all
record,
did to Shohei Ohtani when he hit the home run. That's some bullshit.
When Judge was chasing that record last year, every single game,
This
bro.
is a regular season home run.
Every single game.
like-
The Phillies are literally in a heated wild card race. In every game, I'm going to a split screen of an Aaron Judge at
But
bat.
do y'all hate-
I don't give a fuck.
Do y'all
I
hate
can
the
check.
Yankees that much that we
I
have to
can
show a
check.
home run?
I can
That's
check.
bullshit.
Twitter's gonna give me a clip. Bro, Alec
Come
Bohm was
on.
at bat in second and third. We're a game behind we're a game up on the Padres. They're up in their game. Like, I'm trying to watch my game.
Come on.
I don't care about Aaron Judge
No.
at bat in the second inning.
No,
Like, I don't
history.
care.
No.
Bro, don't give me
No.
that shit.
I'm like, oh, that must mean that you guys must hate the Yankees that fucking bad that we have
it's
to
not
show
even- we
a
just worry about it.
random Shohei Ohtani home run against the Yankees in the first game of the series. Come on, dude. We're in fucking
We had
April.
enough of the Yankees.
We're in April,
We
for
had all
Christ's
the
sake.
Aaron Judge. We had all.
Now we get to, well, before we move on, one last headline from ESPN. The Oakland Athletics have signed a binding agreement to purchase land near the Las Vegas Strip. They intend to construct a $1.5 billion, 35,000 seat major league ballpark. Team president announced Wednesday night. Now, this is also very, very, very intriguing, a little condescending as well, because just days ago, Oakland Athletic fans saying we are going to reverse boycott June 13th's home game, and we're going to pack the stadium and make it a sellout. Why? Because they want to show the front office that this is not the fans' fault.
It's
it
just
is funny how this happened.
Such a shame they are so ass that they are that the war is the fans in the front office. They are so ass that the war is between the fans in the front office. Going to Vegas ain't gonna save y'all. It ain't say the Raiders. And for damn sure, ain't, how many? You got 3 wins.
Well, it did.
4 wins.
It's kind of working getting a hockey team there. I will say with the Vegas Golden Knights.
My fault. Yeah, okay, my fault. But people say that shit was rigged. Expansion,
But now you can say this, though.
expansion draft. They gonna say that was rigged.
True, and I did that. I said that too. But
It is what it is.
now Vegas would have a football team, a hockey team, and a baseball team.
Big positives, and we gotta go to we gotta go to Vegas. Like I'm tired of not having my Vegas trip. I need a Vegas trip.
Well, and a lot of things with the fans. Why the front office is saying it's the fans' fault is because yet again, Oakland Athletics minor league teams are having more fans in their ballparks for their games than their major league team out of the Athletics.
That's bro.
So just key things to highlight there as we will move on.
Shout out Kyle Verbitsky in the A system though. His game's getting sold out.
No, he's in Baltimore now.
Oh man,
He's
my
with the
fault.
Orioles.
My fault, Kyle. Shout out Kyle though.
Yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
a great system to be in.
Also,
That's a great system to be in.
okay. We got to
That's a
work our
fucking great
magic.
system
We got to
to
work
be
our
in.
magic and get him on the show.
Yeah, facts. I want to know what's going on in Baltimore. That's a great system to be in. They got a bunch of young talent.
We can you know what we should go to. We should go. We were saying we were going to go to Camden Yards. We should go find the damn minor league thing and go see if we can go watch them.
That'd be hard.
We'll get there though. That off camera shit. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go. Take me to Dylan Brooks and the comments and everything that happened last night in this Lakers game. Let's go.
Well, first of all, this Memphis Lakers series is a brawl.
Yep.
Great series. One name I do want to highlight in the series, Rui Hachimura. Great revival. Don't know what was going on in Washington. Don't watch a lot of Wizards basketball. But whatever the fuck was going on over there, I'm happy you flushed that down the toilet and you're fucking hooping the playoffs now.
For sure.
That's fucking huge. But Dylan Brooks and LeBron going at it. Yo, that quote, like, I've been laughing about that shit for 24 hours straight.
And what did he say again?
I poke bears. So I don't respect you until you come and give me 40.
That's exactly how he was talking to. Really low
With the
key.
with the glasses
The
too.
glasses and the
So he
chin
said
on.
he old. He's old. He is old. I mean, LeBron is old. I fucking love that shit. The thing about Dylan Brooks that fucks me up though is that like you play good defense. Like, you do play good defense. You put in good effort. But do you really strap people at the highest level in the highest games? I gotta see it. And you be jacking, and you don't be dropping 20, 30 every night. But besides that, besides everything I just stated, so pretty much besides basketball, like pretty much, I fucking love Dylan Brooks.
Because
I fucking love
he
it.
likes being the villain.
I love it, bro. Exactly.
And he inherits it.
I love that shit, bro. You can see as soon as LeBron had first of all, LeBron got the ball, told everyone to get the fuck out, had Dylan Brooks on him, told everyone to get the fuck out, hit a little fadeaway on him, LeBron bitches fadeaway, went back and he started talking shit. And I'm watching shit, I'm like, oh, LeBron started talking shit. And then you see, as soon as LeBron started talking shit, Dylan Brooks just goes, yeah. I'm like, he got him. Like, that's literally all. He's literally all he
But here's
wants.
what I'm saying. This is what I want to say about Brooks. He's doing all this talking and yipping and yapping back at LeBron, and that's fine.
He's getting LeBron
But
James.
You're dropping 12 points and 5 fouls last night.
Oh, absolutely.
LeBron's going 28 and 12. Okay?
And we can look at his numbers, and his numbers are horrible. Like, I'm talking, he's probably like 3 for 12 or something.
Bron's getting more rebounds than fucking Anthony Davis dropping 28 and 12. And you're gonna sit there and bitch? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Come on.
Nah, he ain't. That's the thing. Like, I can't. And people were saying he doesn't back it up. He backs it up because he still plays and he's gonna guard LeBron. He's gonna talk his shit, and LeBron still ain't scored 40 on him. So I can't say he ain't back the shit.
I mean,
but he in the sense that he ain't going. He's not about to drop there. Nah, yeah, he is who he is. He is who he is. But for who he is, though, I fucking love him.
But tell me why. Tell me why it was always Memphis last night, knowing that Ja was out.
Oh, Memphis record without this year specifically, their record without Ja wasn't spectacular because all the shit that was going on.
Correct.
But I think that was more of a distraction. But if you look at the record the year before without Ja, it was incredible. Even the playoff series, they took a game or two, I think, off the Warriors without Ja. So I'm looking at that shit. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Like, first of all, and we're down 0-1. Like, we can't lose.
Yeah.
And first of all, Ja was a game time decision too. If Ja wasn't a game time decision and the line moved, maybe my decision is different, but I'm just looking at the line as a -1. I'm pretty sure I had Memphis as or a +1. And I'm like, okay, so if Ja does play, this line is moving. Cool. And Ja plays, cool. What the fuck? Down 0-1. And if he doesn't play, I like my spot regardless. So I had to take that. Plus, everyone's on.
Do you think when Ja returns, will that hand be the same? That shooting hand? I was listening to Keyshawn.
I think he's a dog, bro.
Yesterday morning, I was listening to Keyshawn, J-Will, and Max. And what J-Will was saying is that players, not as a dirty play, but when you're going up for a layup, they might hit that hand.
Oh, 100%.
And see where you're at.
100%. Yeah, take foul on that shit. Try to pick you. Take a foul there. Oh, you'll see it. But, like, speaking of the going up, we'll just talk about the fucking charge shit.
Yeah.
So I saw people talking about that, and, obviously Giannis with the back. MRI, he's cool, thank God.
Yep.
Ja with his hand obviously turns out to be cool, thank God. People were saying we need to take the charge out the game. No, we don't, bro. No, we don't. We've done so much shit to help people on offense. Like, the amount of rules that they've implemented in the last 5-6 years to help the offensive players, which I can't say are incorrect, but to keep them safe and to allow the game to flow better and shit. You need to be able to do something on defense to stop them. And a charge is they even changed the rules with the charge. So what the fuck do you want them to do? Like, obviously, is it a dangerous play? Yeah, it's a dangerous play. And I mean, John Morant's jumping fucking 50 feet in the air and he's going to a charge. What can we really do? Can we tell John not to go to the basket hard? No, he has to. And then can we tell his guy not to take a charge? No, he has to. Some things are just what comes with the game. It's like kickoff in football. We can make so many changes to kickoff and punt in football, but at the end of the day, got the guys going fast as fuck in one direction, and the other guys going fast as fuck in the opposite direction. Something's gonna happen. Same with the charge thing. It's the part of the game. You can change as many rules with it. You can make it go farther out. You can do all these things, but at the end of the day, you got guys like Ja Morant coming down the lane fast as fuck, going high as shit, and someone stopping that momentum. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I think I don't know. There's nothing you can really, you know what I mean? What the fuck? At that point, it's gonna be 150 to 140 every night. No charges. Like, we're just gonna go to the rack. Sure. Nah, I ain't buying that.
Especially in the playoffs too, when a lot of those turnovers that come from charges in the playoffs are big changing moments in these
100%.
games.
100% momentum swings, all that. Yeah. No.
Well, let's keep it with these NBA playoffs as well. Clippers, Suns, and tell me about your boy.
I mean, not my boy. No, I mean,
I know.
It's full fuckball.
Because
like, it is
fucking
full.
Toronto, I know
it's
the
full.
shot against Embiid. That's what we're referring to, ladies and gentlemen.
Full, like, fuck him. Like, but like, highly respect and appreciate watching his greatness because he is killing the Suns. I think he's averaging like 36 or like 33, 6-6 right now. And it ain't look like it's gonna stop anytime soon. Now, thank God, D Book dropped his 38 piece in game 2.
Did you see after game 2 when Kawhi and Chris Paul walked by each other? They're bumping shoulders.
Listen,
what did ESPN say? Strictly business.
I mean, we know Chris Paul the petty king, and we know he's a little dirty. And I didn't know Kawhi. I guess not Kawhi ain't no bitch. But I mean, Kawhi will just cook you. I mean, he gonna give you, like we seen, 31, 5-5,
right.
38, 6-8. Like, he's gonna cook you. And I think that's not stopping anytime soon. And I'm gonna have to rebuttal on my point that I made last show talking about, oh, they got KD now. You guys y'all ready about that? These motherfuckers in the Clips show got Kawhi.
Can we say
Were
that?
Were y'all ready for that? The Phoenix? Were y'all ready for Kawhi? And now Russell Westbrook is dropping 25, 27 points. Looking like the old...
With a line of like 14 and a half.
Looking like the old Russell Westbrook. Well, I texted my boys for the last game. I said, Russ's line 17 and a half, and he took 17 shots last game. But I just can't bet on Russ right now. My fault, Russ. And he fucking had 29. But like,
and
damn.
then that's the game that I took his assists, and he's just point scoring. I'm like, nice, man.
I don't know, Phoenix. Maybe I was wrong last week.
You know what? I'll say it too then. Remember my point last week? I said, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm the only one sleeping on the Clippers. I guess I should stop. Should I wake up? I think I got to wake up.
I mean, definitely. Sleeping. I mean, I wasn't sleeping on the Clippers. I was telling you how I love that team. I just thought maybe KD being in the Suns. Is Chris Paul basketball hindering the possibilities of KD and Book? I don't know.
Here's the other thing. Both Booker and KD have lines every fucking night of like 28 and a half.
Maybe I'm tweaking.
And I'm like, so what?
I might have been tweaking.
The lines are predicting, like, think about that, though. The lines are predicting basically every game in this series so far, KD and Book to have 30 each.
Yeah.
I don't see that fucking happening. Yeah. Has it happened yet? No.
Yeah.
When Booker gets 30, KD doesn't.
My fault CP on that straight.
I don't know.
It's not you.
I'm just saying.
The Clippers is here, and I like it. And Kawhi's hooping. That's all needs to be said, and you need to be tuning into these games. I think they play tonight. And the Clippers, and that line drastically dropped. It was 7.5, and now it's Suns minus 2.5.
And sticking...
I don't know why I don't take the fucking Clippers.
Sticking with the West as well, Warriors and Kings have to talk about Sabonis and Draymond Green.
Bullshit suspension.
I mean, I think everybody can be in agreement that Draymond Green, what he did was obviously uncalled for, and it was rightfully so that he got ejected. Should not be stomping on people. Understood.
He did a quick flip. He tried to do an ollie off him, bro.
Literally, dude.
I thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
We're punishing the reactor.
Yes.
We are punishing the reactor who was baited all series long so far in these two games. Ankles being ripped to the ground, taking tough contact down low from Sabonis. And then we grab that ankle. What are you going to do? Get the fuck off me. I'm going to get... Look, what? I think...
he grabbed his ankle, by the way. People were trying to say, he was trying to cover his face.
No way, dude. You can see him... He gave the ankle a bear hug.
He was trying... Nah, hey, Sabonis, good shit. You got the Oscar. You mean, you sold it. You baited him, and you got the reaction. You know what you were doing.
That's what you wanted. Fine.
And you've been doing it all series.
We can also address that they did the right thing in the game, and that should have been the end of it.
Yes.
We assessed the foul on Sabonis.
Yes. It should have been...
And then we assessed the ejection.
Flagrant 2, whatever, ejection by Draymond.
That's it.
Flagrant 1 if you wanted to. Technical if you wanted to on Sabonis. Let's keep it pushing.
So does this...
If it happened again, then we suspend Draymond. But we seen Draymond before the season. It was 2016 when the Cavs won the finals. When he reached his, I think it was 16 technical limit. I mean, he was doing shit all of. I think that was the same playoffs that he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts. You know what I'm talking about? Is that worse than stepping on Sabonis? In my opinion, the kickers of the nuts is way worse than stepping on Sabonis.
This is why.
Because I mean, Steven Adams was just sitting there trying to contest. Sabonis was grabbing his leg. Now, one was a technical, I believe, or maybe a flagrant, whatever. And now one's in a game suspension.
And they're saying,
are we targeting guys? Is it because it's Draymond Green, or is it because he stepped on him?
I think it's because of the Draymond Green history, and I think everybody sees that. I don't think we are anything special by saying that. Everybody knows
at all.
They are looking at the history of Draymond Green
redundant
and saying that. And that's what it is. But this poses the question. With the stats that have been shown of how the Warriors produce on offense and defense as a team, with and without Draymond Green, no matter what you say about Draymond Green as a player, stats don't fucking lie, and the Warriors are significantly a worse basketball team without Draymond than with him.
100%.
So this poses the question, can the Warriors win this series when they're down 2-0 and it's the first game at home and Draymond's not there?
Win the series. I think there's tremendous value there. Plus one.
If you go down 3-0 tonight.
I think the Warriors -6. I want that line to go down to 5.5. Hopefully the public grabs the high Kings line. We can get a 5.5. I like the Warriors there too. And we obviously heard my parlay. Obviously. So I do like the Warriors. Win the series. It's going to 7.
Yeah.
7 games going to be in Sacramento. I do think the Warriors can win that. Now, what I did say to you earlier, and this is my point of why I'm probably going to be betting the Warriors for the rest of the series.
Okay.
Steph Curry with fuel. They just gave his man a bad suspension. You know him and Draymond talk. If you watch the interview that them two did, you see they close, and he knows how Draymond is. You know Draymond was talking shit to Steph over, Steph, you gotta get my back, bro. Just give me this one, bro. Give me this one. We're gonna get this series. We're gonna get these motherfuckers out of here. You know Draymond, bro. You know Draymond. So I'm thinking Steph Curry with fuel. It's like a bodybuilder on roids.
Ooh, okay.
Like, you can't give him fuel. How could I not back this? It is plus 150 to win the series. Can I get him plus 1.5? Oh, you gotta check that for me. But if you can get him plus 1.5, take the plus 1.5. It's going 7. It's going plus 1.5 Warriors for the series, for sure. But the next few games, we are backing the Warriors 100%. Do not give Steph Curry fuel. And I will happily crash out with the Warriors here. Happily. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all, Dogs Nation.
Done deal. Before we move...
let's not say I didn't warn y'all last week. I didn't say it was going to happen, though. Let's not say I just didn't say this.
I know.
Let's not say I didn't tell y'all last week.
One last thing. What I was going to say was...
I told y'all last week, man.
You know, you said... Going into Sacktown, remember?
It's gonna be
going
a problem.
into Sacktown and with the crowd noise and everything, they're gonna lose game 1. Guess what? Sorry ass idiot said was going to take the Kings, takes the Warriors in game 1. Because I'm like, bro, it's the fucking Warriors, and I fucking did, and they lost both games. So I'm 0-2 right now on Warriors bets.
Game 2,
but now
that hurt me.
But now being down 0-2 with the Warriors, betting wise, and obviously in the series,
I'm pushing the chips in. Let's push the chips in.
Yep.
Steph, take me home, baby.
Exactly right. Now, before we get into our last topic of the day, real quick for Tank and the Garcia fight.
They're betting their entire purse.
They are. Right before we get to that, I do have to say a funny story. I'm going to try to make this fucking short. So yesterday, I had the job interview. Now, the role was a sports, for this company that I'm not going to name, sports-minded marketing representative. Seems like a good role that can accent what we want to do here, and then I can get some money, and we're back on track, right? 100%.
I like that.
So I had for first interview on Zoom, and I was said that I was going to be talking about the pay and the daily duties. We don't talk about any of that. We talk about like my work history. And what they did say, which is very cool, is that the podcast experience here doing this show outweighed everything else in my resume. So I think that's pretty cool to say that something that we fucking built has more weight than professional work experience.
Crazy.
And for everybody out there listening, that's literally just fucking buckling down and believing in yourself. 100%. Not making this motivational. I want to tell a story. Back to the fucking story. After that, I moved to the second interview. And I come to the office. So I drive to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I go through 2 interviews. I learn from those 2 interviews that it's door-to-door sales, walking around for 6 hours a day, selling Verizon to people's homes. And the first thing they said to me when I walked in was, oh, like, we really like to see a degree there. Nice. Happy that you have your degree. And I'm like, what? So this is a job where you hire people that like don't have degrees? Like you just sold me on that. And then they shied away for the longest time. They beat around the bush, not saying it was door-to-door sales. Then listen to this. It's commission-based only. Then listen to this. The hours are 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Damn.
What?
Damn. My thing is, damn, they can't tell nobody though.
Right, because if you see door-to-door sales on the application, you're not gonna show up.
I would have been.
That's why. So I'm like, this is right when I was leaving. I'm like, this is misleading as fuck.
Yeah, I was like,
and the whole thing. I read the reviews on the company, and they're like, it's door-to-door sales, but if they tell you that, you won't show up for the interview, and you won't get to the office. And I'm like, well, that's what. That this happens. We do this.
Crazy.
We lie to get people to show up. We dance around the bush, not telling people it's door-to-door sales.
People lie about anything.
Get the fuck out of here. I thought that was something sports-minded. You know what the fucking branch manager says? Oh, I wanted to be a sports agent. And now 4 to 5 years later after school, I went to school trying to be a sports agent. 4 or 5 years later, I'm a branch manager of this place. All right, Michael Scott. Cool, man. Ooh. And then he's like, I see Brian Dawkins shit and Eagle shit all over the office. So I'm like, oh, this is why it's sports minded? Because you wanted to be a sports agent and you're hanging shit around the office? Or is that it? Or is it because you want sports minded people because then you won't get, you'll get cool people, I guess. What?
Unfortunate.
Let's fucking lie. Just had to tell that story. Hopefully fucking TikTok likes that one.
Unfortunate.
Anyway, over to Tank and Ryan Garcia betting the entire purse.
I like that. They did it on IG Live. I think he was with Kai,
who is now recently banned from Twitch. Is he going to Kick? Is he going to Kick?
I'm not a Kai guy, but bullshit.
Is he going to Kick?
Don't ban my people. Let my people do what they want to do.
Anyway.
Free Kai. Anywho, I think that was fucking tough throwing IG Live and they're like, you bet the purse? Like, yeah, I'll bet the fucking
purse. Bro, Kai was instigating as fuck too. I'm
now,
like, bro, sit down.
When we get to the fight, Ryan, why you trying to bet your purse? You might need that shit for your jaw, homie.
Well, remember.
Like, Tank, you might need that. I mean, I know insurance and shit, but...
And remember, we heard it. Tank had the tune-up in January. Ryan hasn't fought in almost a year.
And I've been trying to talk myself into betting Ryan Garcia because I'm seeing, like, plus 200 for some... I originally saw, like, plus... Because the original line, like, months ago, Tank was, like, minus 330. And Ryan Garcia was, like, plus 275 on FanDuel. And I was like, I might just take this now. But, you ain't trying to take no shit months ahead and whatever. So I'm seeing him now plus 212. I'm like, why do I not want to take this? And then I heard my man on YouBet, my man from Daily Wager.
Daily Wager Joe.
He got me right. And he told me, all right, Gervonta had to tune up. Gervonta is, I watched a couple of the last Gervonta's fights. Gervonta is fucking cold. I mean, he's cold as fuck. I watched probably his last 3 fights. He's cold as shit. But I keep seeing, you always see these Twitter highlights of like Ryan Garcia's left hook, just knocking people the fuck out. And I was like almost getting hooked. Like, I might just take that shit. But I don't know. He's a little too small. Even when you see like the pictures on ESPN, like you see the picture when they were talking about him, you can like visually see the difference in size. And over 7.5 rounds is the line. I do like that.
Joe Fortenbaugh, by the way.
Tank might beat that little boy ass. He might just like early on body. Then we're just gonna go up top a couple times and we go right back to the body. Bah. And then we're going to wait for you to throw your hooks, open up, return one. Like, he might just wear that boy down. I don't know. I don't know how sharp, and I don't know. Obviously, I know Garcia is long, and he's going to have to use that to his advantage. I don't know how sharp
with height as well.
I don't know how sharp his jab is, or how dangerous it is, or how fast he paces it, or how long it takes him to ease into the fight. I don't know. I don't know the many that specifics of Ryan Garcia. We haven't seen him on that many main stage fights, to be honest. So for me, it's pretty much highlights and shit.
Well.
So if he can do that and he can control the fight and he can control the distance and he can play in the ring in his spots, then he might have a shot at a plus 200 look juicy. But I think Tank might beat that little boy ass.
That's the play that
I'm scared. And why you bet your purse, man? Don't do that.
That's the play that Joe Fortenbaugh, ESPN's Daily Wager, put out this morning on First Take, which was, like you said, the over 7.5 rounds. And he also had minus 140 Tank by knockout.
Nah, that's 140.
I'm going to take the value here. I really think Garcia's going to get this done. There's a lot of fucking talk.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to take the value.
Okay.
I like the height and the reach factor.
Wait, can you take something? Can you take like, what can you take? Can you take like a spread? Can you take something to mitigate? Or do you just have to take the plus 215? I love this from you though. I love it. I think my gut is telling me to take Garcia. I'm seeing a lot of people taking Tank. It's Tank. And I know Tank is good, my goddamn self. But like, damn, this would be, I just don't know.
Well, that's why.
If they would rig it, you know what I start thinking? If they would rig it for somebody in Tank versus Garcia, who would they rig it for? I think they would rig it for Ryan Garcia.
I think they would rig it for Ryan.
I want to be on the side of the rigging. For plus 215, I'll be on the side of the rigging. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, the other thing that's crazy to note as well, both of these fighters are undefeated with Absolutely. 23 knockouts out of Tank and 19 from Ryan Garcia.
Getting Tank dropping everybody.
So one of those guys is going to walk away with their first career loss here.
Yep.
Which is tough.
Yep.
Like, which makes this fight way more enticing.
And their purse.
Hey, we know that, there's not a lot of boxing fans out there. There's more UFC fans. But Absolutely. These are the guys that you want to tune into.
100%. And there's a couple more. I've been talking about them a couple times on this. I mentioned those two guys. Obviously, you got Shakur. You got Devin Haney. I've talked about a lot of young boxing guys. There's a lot of young boxing guys right now that can help you get into boxing if you've been looking. Just watch out. Make sure you watch when they fight. Because, Devin Haney, my favorite right now, but there's a couple guys. I mean, Shakur's right.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Shakur's nasty.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
So Manny is on
Tooting.
Tank. I'm on Ryan. We're going to wrap this whole bitch up. What a show, jam-packed show. If you have watched on YouTube and you liked what you saw, drop a like, a comment, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like I said at the beginning, we do release these as clips, so if you can't make it through the entirety of each show, you will see these segments posted as well. And if you are not following us on our social media platforms, Twitter at 80ED Podcast, Instagram at 80ED Pod, and our TikTok, which is just the name of the show. And forgot to mention, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We love you listeners, our loyal listeners. Give us those ratings. You've been listening to the All Day Oh my God. You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. What a fucking show. We will see you when we see you. Enjoy the weekend, folks.
Knicks are -1.5 at home, game 3.
Go Knicks, go Rangers. See you soon.
Wait, but they were +5.5. Vegas beats me.